Hey learners, welcome back to Skill Curve, where we post daily videos on cutting edge technologies. Today we've got an amazing topic. Learn anything faster using ChatGPT or Bard, whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone hungry for knowledge. This video is for you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, so in this video, we won't just explore how to learn faster using ChatGPT or Bard, but we will also conduct a comparison score based on practical output for each method we use for learning faster. First up, we've got study scheduling. Everything starts with a good schedule and some discipline, right? Let's just cut to the chase and go to ChatGPT and try and check out how efficient a study schedule can ChatGPT make. So let's go. Alright, so I'll be using the same prompt for ChatGPT as well as Bard, and then we will compare which one would perform better. So as for ChatGPT, let's hit enter and check whether ChatGPT could generate a good and optimized study schedule for me. And the scenario that I've chosen for this video will be how to learn web development. So let's hit enter and check out the output. As you can see, ChatGPT has generated a really nice table with time slots as well as the days and the topics we need to cover during that day. And it goes all the way to the right to Sunday. And this looks really cool to me, but let's go and check out Bard as well. And then let's compare both of these outputs and check which one would help you to learn anything faster. So let's go to Bard now. Here I'll be pasting the same prompt again. Now let's hit enter and check whether Bard outperforms ChatGPT or not. So the output for Bard is here. As you can see, there's this day for Monday. The time blocks are these, same as ChatGPT. Then you have the topic for the time block and the activity and the framework focus. You can tweak with the prompt to add frameworks that you want to focus on. For now, it has left this empty. But the point to notice is that Bard has added this activity slot here, which will guide us how to learn this topic using what. And this is really amazing. I think this is where Bard outperforms ChatGPT. So Bard's total score is going to be 1 and ChatGPT 0. Let's move to the next method now. Our second technique that we've got in our arsenal is flashcards. Flashcards are great when you want to memorize facts or definitions and stuff. This way you can work on your recall ability, right? So let's go to ChatGPT and generate some flashcards for our web development. Alright, so I'm gonna be pasting this prompt here. I'll just zoom into it. You can look at it. And don't worry, I will paste the prompts in the description. You don't have to worry about that. I won't be reading them individually because that would just make the video a bit boring. That's what I think. So let's just hit enter and check out what ChatGPT actually generates. ChatGPT is generating the content right now. Think of flashcards as Pokemon cards. One side of the card would have the question and the other side of the card would have the answer to it. But as you know, ChatGPT is just a text model, so it won't be generating images of that. As you can see, the first card would be with H1 tag embedded on it. There's this answer, and that's the question on one side of the card. So yeah, that's what flashcards are. Now let's go to Bard and check out how it generates flashcards. Here on Bard, I'll be pasting the same prompt, and let's go and check out what it generates. Bard has finished generating the output. As you can see, the output is really concise and it actually tells you what is going to be on the front side, what is going to be on the back side, and what is the quiz question. I guess Bard is actually outperforming ChatGPT yet again and adding another score to its total. Let's move on to our third technique to learn anything fast. Break down complex topic. I mean, it's a must that you have once in your lifetime encounter something really complex that you couldn't just grasp. Would it have been better if you had the ability to break it down to smaller, more understandable chunks? That's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. So let's go to ChatGPT and try it out. Here on ChatGPT, I'm going to be pasting my prompt to break down this complex topic, which is React. It's gonna outline the core components of React and how they contribute to the framework as a whole. As I've said earlier, I would paste the prompts in the description, so you don't really need to worry about that. So let's go and test it out. Alright, so ChatGPT has generated a lot, but the thing that I really expected was the practical example to be in a cool-like state. But that's not the case. Let's go to Bard and check it out if Bard does that. So here on Bard, we'll be pasting the same prompt again. So Bard has finished generating the answer, and as you can see, the practical example is similar to ChatGPT. But if you scroll down, you would see that Bard has also generated a practical example with the JavaScript code in it, which is really amazing. So I think Bard is again going to take the win and adding a score to its total score. So let's move on to our fourth technique now. Whenever you have to achieve something, it's a must to first set some goals and milestones. And our fourth technique to learn anything faster is all about setting goals. Let's go and try it out. So here on ChatGPT screen, I'll be pasting the prompt for this technique. It's going to be define short-term and long-term goals for web development journey. Break these goals into small tasks and milestones. So this is going to generate a clean looking table for us, hopefully. Alright, so it started generating the table for us. I mean, this is good enough. I wouldn't say that it's really clean looking, but yeah, this is good enough for a text generator, right? Alright, so the table is complete. Let's go and check it out. So the table has 3 columns: time frame, goal, tasks. So the time frame is going to be short term, and the goal is to learn HTML, CSS, and basic web design. The tasks and milestones are going to be these. Then in the next 1 or 2 months, you're going to learn the same goal, but the tasks are going to change. Then there comes the long-term plan, and this goes on till 12 months or so. Now let's go to Bard and check how does it generate the table, and then compare ChatGPT and Bard in this technique of learning anything fast. So here on Bard, I'm going to be pasting the same prompt again and just hit enter. So Bard has finished generating the table, and as you can see, it also has 3 columns: goal, time frame, tasks, and milestones. The table looks pretty much same to me as compared to ChatGPT, but here on ChatGPT, as you can see, the tasks and milestones are a bit more creative and it has more detail in it. So I guess ChatGPT is going to get its first point now and add it to its total. And this one, ChatGPT beats Bard. Now let's move to our 5th tip to learn anything fast. Now the question arises, how to actually feel like in-field developer and learn from the perspective of a working developer. And the answer to that is the role-playing technique. We can ask ChatGPT or Bard to act as someone and simulate a role-play with us. This would give our learning a practical boost. So let's cut to the chase and go to ChatGPT and actually try this. So here on ChatGPT, as always, I'm going to be pasting my prompt here, which of course I would attach to the description of this video. Don't worry about it. So the prompt is something like simulate a role-playing scenario where I need to create a notification system for a website and you are my project manager. So we're asking ChatGPT to actually act like my project manager and converse with me in a role play. So let's go and hit enter and try it out. So as you can see, ChatGPT has generated the output for us, and it has generated a 2-way argument, and it has generated a 2-person dialogue. One is going to be us, and the other one is the project manager, aka ChatGPT. I'm going to be saying, hi, I've been thinking about improving user engagement on our website, and I believe implementing a notification system could be beneficial, and so on. And then ChatGPT, acting as the project manager, is going to answer that. That's a great idea. A notification system can indeed enhance our experience. So this way you can actually simulate different scenarios, practical experience, although it's not going to be the same as you get at work, but it accommodates to some extent. So now let's go to Bard and check it out, and then compare Bard and ChatGPT as always. So here on Bard, I'm going to be pasting the same prompt and hit enter. So as you can see, Bard has also generated a conversation between the project manager and you yourself, and I think the response is actually identical to ChatGPT. It's almost similar, just some bullet points. I think it's going to be a tie. So 1 point added to the total score feature of ChatGPT and Bard. Again, these are my personal preferences, so it doesn't actually mean that Bard or ChatGPT are better than the other one. It's just my preferences and for my use cases. Let's jump to our next technique to learn anything faster. Teaching something you just learned yourself can potentially consolidate your knowledge, as well as it makes you aware of your shortcomings. Our 6th technique is learning through teaching. Let's go and try it out. So here on ChatGPT, we'll be pasting our prompt, and what actually we're going to be doing in this technique is we're going to explain a topic to ChatGPT and ask it to judge whether our understanding and grasp of the topic is actually firm or not. So the structure for the prompt is really simple. In the first part, you're going to tell ChatGPT the name of the topic that you're going to explain. And in the second part, you're actually going to explain that concept and then just hit enter and let's try it out. Alright, so the answer is here. ChatGPT says, your grasp of the concept of responsiveness in web development seems quite solid based on the provided explanation. Let me break down and comment the key points. Essentially generating a critique over our explanation And then it's just highlighting the points that were used in the definition and commenting us. At the end, it's telling us your explanation demonstrates a good grasp of the fundamental concepts of responsiveness. Let's go to Bard and check out how does Bard actually responses to this one. So here on Bard, as always, we're going to paste the same prompt and just hit enter. Alright, so the response is here. Bard says, your understanding of responsive web design seems good. It says, to assess your grasp further, I'd love to hear more about the specific techniques you mentioned in the article. Perhaps you could elaborate on that. So it's actually asking us to think more and explain further, which is really good while you're testing yourself. So I guess Bard is really doing the job here. It's showing its intelligence and giving us more to think about and consolidate our knowledge. Bard gets 1 point to its total. Let's move to our next technique. Sometimes an overview is more helpful when grasping the scope of some topic. Mind maps are one of the tools to grasp the outline of a huge topic altogether. Our seventh technique is all about getting ChatGPT and Bard to generate mind maps for us. So let's go to ChatGPT and actually do it. Here on ChatGPT, I'll be pasting my prompt, which is going to actually create a mind map for me. And the topic is going to be a web application. And it goes like, develop a mind map outlining the core components of a web application, front-end, back-end, database, and their interconnections. So let's go and try this out. ChatGPT is generating a mind map visually, which is really good for a text-based AI model. Alright, so the whole output is here. ChatGPT has generated a mind map for us, a visual figure-like mind map, which is really good for a text-based model. While it's not the best, but it's still something. And it also provides explanation of the mind map and how it connects and how everything goes around. Now let's go to Bard and check it out. And then let's compare ChatGPT and Bard. Here on Bard, I'll be pasting the same prompt and just hit enter. As you can see, Bard has generated a text output, not actually any graphical representation, which is really a bummer because mind map is a visual tool to understand topics. In this one, I think ChatGPT is going to take the lead because as you can see, ChatGPT has provided something. I mean, it's not the best, but it's something. So ChatGPT is going to add 1 point to its total. Now let's move to our next technique. Alright, so our eighth and final technique for this video to learn anything faster would be brainstorming. Brainstorming is something when you let loose your thoughts in a group-based conversation about resolving a problem or something. Let's go to ChatGPT and actually watch this in action. As the rest of the techniques, I'll be pasting a prompt here. The prompt says, engage in a collaborative brainstorming session on solving an error. Tag out of bound. This is the name of the error. Discuss different approaches, explore alternative solutions, and share insights on best practice. This is just how I tweak with the prompt. You can just change it however you like. So actually what is going to happen is, as soon as I hit enter, ChatGPT is going to give ideas about the problem and how to resolve the problem. What are the actual solutions and how did we try to resolve the problem? So let's go and hit enter and see it for ourselves. So as you can see, ChatGPT started with approaches to solve this problem and it started giving us ideas and telling us how to resolve this problem. And then there are alternative solutions as we asked in the prompt, and best practices. This way we can brainstorm our thoughts and ideas about anything. If you encounter any error while you're doing some activity while you're learning, if you're in a practical life and you encounter this, both ways, this prompt is going to help you a lot. So now let's go to Bard and check it out. And then let's compare both of these and give them scores. Here in Bard, I will paste the same prompt again. So Bard has stopped generating, and as you can see, Bard also discusses different approaches to resolve this error. But I think ChatGPT is better because ChatGPT has provided more in-depth information about it and it's more comprehensive than this one. So I think ChatGPT wins this one and gets 1 point added to its total. There you have it, folks. Learning anything faster with the help of ChatGPT and Bard. It was a close win, but Bard wins this one. ChatGPT only has 4 points to its total, while Bard has 5 out of 8. Again, these are my personal preferences. These scores do not define ChatGPT or Bard as a whole. The future of education is exciting. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, happy learning.